Good morning, Knicks Nation. Today is Thursday, the 23rd day of March 2023. It's 3/23/23. Hope you're having a good Thursday today. I'm excited in the sense that me and some friends are going to see the game tonight against Orlando. So we'll be live there at the 7:30 for the game at Amway Center. That's exciting. But let's talk about last night. The Knicks lost last night to the Miami Heat. And again, the issues seems to be the same. They gave 127 points against Miami last night. Miami is one of the lowest scoring teams in the NBA, one of the poorest shooting teams in the NBA. And the Knicks, they dropped 127 on the Knicks. Now, what I did notice is, and maybe you noticed this too, in the beginning of the game, first off, with Mitchell Robinson in the game, of course, we know the Knicks defense was a lot better. But the problem still was that they gave up, even though they ended the first quarter ahead, they gave up, they gave up too many points in the first quarter. I was noticing they gave up, it was 32-31 at the end of the first quarter. Again, the benchmark is you don't want to give up 30 points in a quarter. That's the benchmark. So 30, 60, 90, 120. You don't want to end up with 120 points given up in a game. Again, the Knicks ended up with 127. So Mitchell Robinson played 25 minutes. He was a key in the defense. He had 8 rebounds, 4 on the offensive end, 10 points, right? Then he gets into foul trouble. He gets 5th foul. And Hartenstein also got his 5th foul. And between the two of them, what Tom Thibodeau decided to do last night was go small. He went small with Julius Randle, Brunson, Barrett, Grimes, and Josh Hart. Didn't work out too well because I felt like the Heat took advantage of the fact that there was no big in the middle, especially Jimmy Butler. And that hurt the Knicks last night. So, again, overall, offensively, we have no problem. People keep mentioning, everyone has something they're noticing offensively. We have no offensive problems. The Knicks scored 120 points last night. That should be enough to win. Okay? The Knicks average, I think, 119, 115 a game, 115 a game. So that should be enough to win the ball game. It's the defense. Now, last night, if I had to criticize Tom Thibodeau, and I know everybody's going to have some criticism, it seems like anytime there's a loss, people use that as an excuse to start crapping all over Thibodeau. I don't do that. That's why I wait till the next day to bring these videos. If I was going to make a criticism, though, in this sense, he tried to go small because he had Mitchell Robinson and Isaiah Hartenstein were in foul trouble. I would have let them both play and then foul out. Then try to go small. That's what I would have did. But he went small and he tried to run with Randall at the 5. That was not a good situation. Now, last night, what the Heat did, and Eric Spoelstra did, is they had Kevin Love trying to guard Mitchell Robinson, and then they had Bam Adebayo, smart move, on Julius Randle, and they were doubling Julius Randle, making him pass the basketball. He ended up with 15 points. He ended up with 4 turnovers, 9 assists, kind of what you would expect in that scenario. Quentin Grimes shot the ball extremely well. But again, when you're ending up your game with Randle, Brunson, Barrett, Grimes, and Hart, you don't have enough defense. You just don't. The defensive keys that I have seen in terms of personnel is when you have Mitchell Robinson, Quentin Grimes, and Deuce McBride. That trio brings defense with whoever they're with. But in case we know now that Deuce is not in the rotation, okay, Quentin Grimes, Josh Hart, and Mitchell Robinson. They were missing Mitchell Robinson down the stretch last night. That hurt them and allowed Miami to get the edge in the fourth quarter. And that's what cost the game, in my opinion. So they got to make some tweaks. Now, this is the thing. They got a game tonight, so it's not like they can, do this on, they don't have time to try to experiment with this. But they're going to have to do something because otherwise you're going to get the same result tonight. It wasn't about fatigue last night. It wasn't about somebody being hurt. It was just bad strategy. They just should have had Mitchell Robinson and Hartenstein in the game until they found out. Now, the referees weren't the greatest last night, and Julius Randle again let them get in his head, and he got a technical, and he was taken out of his game. He was taken out of his game, and the problem with him with that is it causes him to lose focus defensively. And see, he's very talented, obviously, but if his head is not right, he's going to make a lot more low IQ mistakes. And that's what he was doing last night on the defensive end. And he was leaving people. He was too far off of people. He was going under on screens. It was just, and part of it was the refs. The refs, I didn't see them favoring Miami too much last night. They did at some points seem that they favored Miami, but it wasn't obvious and blatant. It wasn't enough so that the Knicks should have gave up 127 points. It wasn't. See, so that was just a loss, a tough game. And this is the thing, again, the Knicks are going to be in every game. They're just going to be in every game. That's just the type of team we have. It's a scrappy, tough team. But I'm concerned defensively. And whenever the Knicks have faltered this season, that's been the common theme. It's not offensively. Anybody focusing on little things you think Thibs should be doing offensively, you're really wasting energy. They have no problem offensively. The Knicks score enough points to win games. It's the defense. And then, again, if you want to advance in the playoffs, you must get stops. When you don't see the Knicks getting 3 stops in a row multiple times in the game, you can know they're in trouble. Okay? And that was the case last night. They weren't getting the 3 stops in a row multiple times. They got it a couple of times, but they weren't getting it multiple times like they needed to get it to really dominate and close out a game. So I don't know what they're going to do. I would like to see Deuce McBride play more than 15 seconds, but that's not going to happen because this is the 9-man rotation. I just think he should really just run Robinson and Hartenstein until they foul out. If you're going to put them on, the whole point of sitting them is you don't want them to foul out. Okay, but if you're going to sit them and they're not playing, what's the use, right? Might as well let them play. So Mitch Rob played 25 minutes. Hartenstein played 19. That was a total of 44 minutes. And they ran Julius Randle at the 5 for part of it. And there's a reason Tom Thibodeau doesn't like going small ball. That's why. Okay, and if he did go small ball, I would have liked to have seen Obi in the game. Because when you're going small, run some Obi. But again, he likes Josh Hart at the close of games. He likes Brunson at the close of games. I get that. He likes Randle at the close of games. I get that. That's the 3 that he's always going to. Randle, Brunson, and Hart. He likes that. Other than that, it's changeable. Maybe that's a mistake. Maybe it's not. But that's what it is. So, Grimes, again, I felt like he really, 6 3-pointers. He was really ready. And of course, he was great on defense, as he usually is. But we needed more. We needed more. And I am still not sure of that closing lineup. I'm still not sure of that closing lineup that he uses. I know why he's doing it. Brunson is clutch. You want Brunson in the game, but he's a defensive liability. Okay, he really is. He's a defensive liability. He has elite footwork for sure. Offensively, yes, but Miami was exploiting him and Julius Randle last night, and especially at the close of the game. It was just, and they're going to do that. See, when you're in the playoffs, you got 7 games. People are going to study you. They're going to know what to do, and they're going to keep doing it until you adjust. And then when you adjust, they're going to adjust, and it's going to go. It's a chess match. It's like I said, one of the wonderful things about high-level basketball. So tonight is not going to be no cakewalk either. Right now in the standings, the Knicks are still in the 5th spot, but it's Brooklyn and Miami are tied for the 6th seed, and they're 2 games behind the Knicks. Okay, this is good that the Knicks went on a couple of winning streaks, 8 games and 9 games, and then a couple of 3-game, 4-game winning streaks, because that gave us that cushion for the 5th seed in case something like this happens. So right now, percentage points wise, by 1/1000%, it's Brooklyn, but really Miami and Brooklyn are tied and both 2 games behind the Knicks. The Knicks play Orlando tonight. Orlando has been playing good ball. They just beat the Wizards the other night. They're a young team, but you can't mess with them. They're a young team, and they're playing well for a young team. I think they really are just right now. The Orlando Magic are just maturity and continuity away from becoming a good team. They have the pieces they need. They just need to continue to develop and maintain and build the continuity and have Paolo Banchero, continue. He's going to be a superstar. He's going to be a stud. I see it in him, and just have him continue to develop like that. They probably need to trade Jonathan Isaac if somebody will take him. He's been getting hurt. He was just come back from 2 years of a knee problem, and now he's out again with another issue. So I don't know what they're going to do with him. But as far as the power forward spot, they to me, they locked in with Banchero for a minute now. They don't need to, really go anywhere. And this is not going to be easy. Franz Wagner, to me, he's a really surprised. I thought he would be a solid pro, but he's much better than I thought he would be coming out of Michigan. So he's good. Markelle Fultz to come back. They got a nice squad, man. They just need more experience and maturity together as basketball players and as a basketball team. They can beat the Knicks. Okay, that's I guess what I'm saying. The Knicks got to be on their game tonight. I'm not feeling right because I wasn't feeling right against Miami because of what happened against Minnesota. They didn't really improve defensively last night. They didn't. And so I'm looking, I don't know what Thibs is going to do. I have no idea. Like I said, I'd like to see Deuce McBride get them 15 minutes instead of 15 seconds. I'd like to see him get 15, 20 minutes. When he gets more than 20 minutes in the game, I'm going to say, I haven't looked at the stat, but I can tell you right now, they're going to win most of those games. If you see games where Deuce McBride gets at least 20 minutes, they're going to win most of those games. Okay? And so it's him with Grimes and Mitchell Robinson. You could throw Hart in there. And I don't know what Thibs, like I said, I don't know what he's going to do. I know he like to keep Brunson on the floor. I hear it. But you got to stop people. You cannot win in this league without stopping people. You're not going to win giving up 127 points, 140 points. You're just not going. Okay? And this is not the time. The good thing is the Knicks did, like I said, they built up a cushion between them and the 6 and 7 seed. Excellent. They could have buried the Heat in the standings last night by winning that game. They did not. So they got to win tonight. They have to win. This is the part of the season, late March, going forward, where games are called must win. Okay? When you're in December, there's no must win games. When you're in November, there's no must win games. When you're in January, there's no must win games. It starts to heat up. All-Star break. After the All-Star break, you start getting real serious. Every game is like, playoff intensity, and every game becomes must win. Tonight is a must win. The Knicks must win tonight. So if they could win, if they could pull it out tonight, they can gain another half game on the two teams behind them, Brooklyn and Miami. But they gotta do it tonight. I mean, it's as simple as that. They gotta win. So tonight, Brooklyn is playing Cleveland again. I don't see Miami on the schedule, but Brooklyn is playing Cleveland again. I think Miami. Let's see. The next game they play is. I know we play Miami again next week. Let's see. Miami plays Brooklyn on Saturday, and then Tuesday they play Toronto, and then they come to the Garden next Wednesday. Now, the Knicks have beaten Miami twice this year. It's not like Miami got our number or anything. Out of 3 games, the Knicks have won 2. Miami just won their first one against us last night. But the important thing is, it's getting to playoff time. Okay, like I said, these are must-win games. And again, because Eric Spoelstra is that defensive-oriented coach, his teams get better as you get closer to the playoffs. Here we are. So it's going to be on. Again, I'm not sure what to do, what Thibs is going to do. What I would do is I would keep Mitchell Robinson out there till he fouls out. Same with Hartenstein. I would make sure I get Deuce McBride 20 minutes because your chances of locking people up increase. I want Deuce out there with Grimes and Mitch Rob. They don't have to start. I just want to see them at the end of the first, maybe the end of the second, start of the third, or end of the third, start of the fourth, I'd like to see him in there because that's going to help us defensively. I don't think he's going to do that, but we'll see. So we're going to be at the game. I'm going to go live at the game. My nephew's going to be beside me when we're going to be rooting in section 105 today. It's going to be on. So hopefully we're there for a win. The last time we went in February, it was a nail biter until the end with the Knicks. It was a nail biter. It was the Knicks' experience and continuity that caused them to beat Orlando that night. And Orlando's inexperience and youth caused them to lose. See? But they can beat the Knicks. And so we have to the Knicks have to be ready today. So anyway, it's going to be interesting. I'm going to be just like you, seeing what Tom Thibodeau does, if he makes any adjustments. I'm expecting an adjustment. I don't know what he's going to do. Like I said, I'll tell you what I'd like to see, but I'm not the coach. So we're going to see what happens. Anyway, y'all enjoy the game. We're going to enjoy the game. Shalom.